Eurociett is a confederation for the recruitment and employment industry. Our members are private employment services. They offer HR services to the labour market, such as agency work, recruitment, outplacement, search and selection.
There are two ways to create jobs in Europe. The first one is growth. The second one is to actually address the imperfections of the labour market. We know that for growth, the next forthcoming years will be quite difficult. We know we will be in a very low growth environment. So I think we should really focus on, fixing the imperfections of the labour market. And this is exactly what our industry can do. We can address, the different mismatches in the labour market. We can increase labour market transparency. We can facilitate work mobility within the EU. So this is what this industry can contribute to. The world of work has changed so much over the last years and decades that indeed we need to update the regulation on the labour market. Because if you look at the current labour codes in many countries, they were still developed and adopted about 10, 20, 30 years ago, and they need to be updated so they can adapt to the new reality of work.
We can only function well in an appropriate regulatory environment. And what we see is that this industry, which is now about 50 years old, often has outdated regulation. Regulation dating from the day and age where there was only full-time permanent employment. That's not the way to work. In this day and age of a global marketplace, of a volatile economy, we need flexibility. We need flexibility in order to adapt.
Temporary agency work is still very much restricted in many EU member states. And these restrictions can cover, sectoral ban, the fact that it's not possible to recruit agency workers, for instance, in the construction sector or in the public services sector. It can be also maximum length of assignments that are too short, meaning we cannot really provide security to the agency workers because we cannot offer long-term, temporary contracts. It can be also reasons of use, too restrictive, not enough reasons of use. So that's the types of restrictions we face. There is a need for developing cooperation between public and private employment services because we are very complementary. The public employment services usually are very much better to identify the job seekers by definition. We are much more on the user side. We know where the jobs are. We know very well which companies are recruiting. So bringing the two together will really help to a better match in the labour market.
When we talk about skills for our talent, it's a very important topic. Skills needs are changing more rapidly now than they have ever changed. Looking at functions that weren't there 15 years ago, who had heard of game developers, app developers? We have to make sure that our workers are up to date with their skills. So we work on their employability. Together with our clients, we look at what is needed for a future labour market. We offer the way to work. We offer a job for every person and a person for every job. And we do it every day of the year. And we do it with a lot of heart into it and a lot of emotion into it because, as I said, work is so important.